Helga from Helga's Pennsylvania Cooking. Today is another pie. I got tagged by Lori at Whippoorwill Holler for the October pie collaboration. She was in a collaboration with Little Jordan Farm and Vickies Country Home. And I'm going to tag another channel, the Happy Whisk, Ivy over at the Happy Whisk. And I think she'll probably come up with something a little different for you guys. So today I'm doing a Montgomery pie. It is very PA Dutch. The origins, the reason I guess they call it a Montgomery pie is because supposedly it was originated in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Now the thing of it is, it's somewhat like a shoo-fly pie, but a hybrid one. It's got more lemon in it, and it has a buttermilk cake topping on the shoo-fly type of molasses bottom. So it's a combination pie. We do this in two parts, the bottom part, the juice part, and then the top part, which is the cake part. But before we do that, and I show you what goes into it and the two parts, there's a tip to this with the crust. I know some people have tried to make this and their crusts are soggy, and it's not cooked through, and they're not, because they don't really know what they're going after here. So to do this, because you have that wet bottom, I take a pie crust, you know, on my pie plate, parchment paper, and then I have, you can use whatever you have on hand. If you have weights, pie weights, that's great. I have dried beans, and dried beans are perfect to do this. Put that in the parchment paper in your pie crust, and then I'm going to put this in the oven at 375 for 10 minutes to let that get partway done and set and firm. I'll pull it out and let it cool, and while that's cooling we're going to make our other stuff, and then we'll finish assembling the pie. So here's what goes into it. For the cake part, we have vanilla, egg, butter, baking soda. It calls for sour milk. I do the home hack of buttermilk, so it's milk with the lemon juice, sifted flour, and sugar. For the juice part, another egg, brown sugar, and molasses, and the juice of a lemon. And that's the good supreme baking molasses. That's what we use around here. I have the cooking spray out because another hack, when you're using sticky stuff, I spray my whatever I'm putting the molasses in. It works for honey too, with cooking spray first, and then put in whatever it is, and it will come out really nice and clean as a result, and you don't have the big mess. So those are the two parts, and we'll start putting it together. I almost forgot with that bottom layer with the juice, 1 tablespoon of flour. First, in a smaller bowl, I'm going to combine my flour and my sugar. I'm going to get that broken up and whisked here. In a different bowl, I'm going to beat my egg quick. Then I'm going to add my lemon juice, and I'm going to zest some lemon into it. And some lemon zest. This will give it some nice freshness. Help counterbalance the real heavy sweetness of the molasses as well. This together, and then I'm going to add my molasses, And I have half a cup of boiling water. And I actually put the kettle on, so it is boiling. And you can see with that cooking, using the cooking spray hack, that came out pretty darn clean for molasses. And I'm going to mix this really well. And this is pretty well done. And we'll add in our sugar and a little bit of flour. Give that a good stir. And the bottom part's ready. We'll set that aside and then we'll make the top part. Next, with the hand mixer, this time I'm just going to cream my butter and my sugar until it's fluffy. Then I'm going to add my egg and my vanilla. And we're going to beat that real well until it's combined. I'm going to add my baking soda into my flour, and I'm going to give that a good mix right in the bowl. Get that incorporated. And then I'm going to start adding my buttermilk alternating with my flour. So I'll put in half of my buttermilk, half of my flour. We'll give that a good mix. Then I'm going to add in the rest of my buttermilk and the rest of my flour. And the cake part is done. That's it. So we have my partially baked pie crust, and we're going to put in our juice part on the bottom. You can see the lemon zest in there. And then we're going to do the top part. And that's a little trickier. Just try and lay it in there. It will float. And this is a one pie recipe. You know, a lot of the recipes in the Amish books will make 3 pies, and we're trying to do this all in one. Okay, we've got our cake top spread on. Like I said, it will spread. It does float. And now it goes in the oven for 125 degrees for 15 minutes, and then we're going to reduce it to 350 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes. Well, she's out of the oven. You can see the nice top has set. It's kind of candied almost. And we'll let this cool, and then you know what comes next. She's all cooled off, so next comes the taste test. This is so nice. See that nice, it's like the combination cake pie all in one. The crust is set nice this way. Doing that trick with doing that crust part way through in the beginning makes for a no-fail crust on this. Otherwise you could end up with a soggy crust. Oh my god, that's good. Has the shoo-fly taste. You get a hint of the lemon. Just a hint, it's not overpowering. And that cake on top, that buttermilk cake. Well, that's good. That's really good. Now some people making this thought that they could use golden syrup or Karo for it. Maybe somewhere else that works. Up here, what I used, the dark baking molasses is what is used in a Montgomery pie up here. Also for shoo-fly cake and shoo-fly pie. So you will not get the depth of flavor and stuff that out of those other ones. The Karo syrup is nice, but it's just a golden corn syrup and it's really very bland, so you're not going to get any kind of depth of flavor out of the pie from it. So do not use that as a substitute. You're not going to be happy with it. So that's my Montgomery pie, very PA Dutch. Most likely originated here in Montgomery County, PA. And once again, this was an October pie collab done with Whippoorwill Holler. Thanks for Lori for shouting me out. Also Little Jordan Farm and Vickies Country Home. So check them out. They all have some great recipes. I was watching one for butterscotch pie and some other really good ones. Oh my god, there's so many good ones. And some really different and unique ones. So check them out. I'm tagging the Happy Whisk. Ivy has a different approach to things, and I know she'll knock this out of the park with something unique. So happy pie. Like, subscribe, and join me next time here in Helga's Pennsylvania Cooking.